way of manifestation. Manifestation is getting really doing things. In fact, again, I'd like to tell you something. The source that I mentioned to you that is always active with the unbelievably high speed of activity. And we can even see in the laboratory, for electron, for example, it seems like electron is just moving very slowly. But if you really look at it carefully, we find that even in the slow motion, you see a modulation of that wave. The modulation wave comes from the fact that even though electron is moving slowly, much less than relativistic high speed, but inside the energy is fluctuating very fast. And that's why, even though it's moving slowly, you can see the modulation, the relativistic modulation, which happens at high speed. What is the high speed? Electron is moving, much less than the light speed. So why is it showing the modulation? Because there is rest mass, but there is no rest energy. Energy is always moving, fluctuating, oscillating, following Einstein's equation and Einstein-Planck equation. So that activity is inherent, built in this universe. That manifestation, that is a part of manifestation. So we are really geared, we are wired to the core, to the every little minute constituent of our body for activity. And that's what manifestation is. That's what the universe is for. That's why Big Bang happened, and everything has been changing except the source. Everything changes except the source. So I hope I have answered your question. Okay? Thank you so much for your patience. It has been a great pleasure talking to you.
May I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Sir, being yourself a particle physicist, at first I am finding Einstein had faith in the four-dimensional universe. Later he changed his views. And he accepted there may be the multi-dimensional universe. What you would say about the n-dimensional universe and the four-dimensional universe of Einsteinian theory? Just clear it, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
He's asking a technical question that ordinarily we know about three space dimensions: left and right, up and down, and then one on time dimension. So we call it four dimension. But modern science says that it is possible that time has many more dimensions, especially the string theory, which actually right now is a mathematically consistent unified theory. It shows everything comes from one source. But nobody has accepted it yet because there was no way of proving it. As I said, a science theory is not accepted until the gold standard of experiment shows that it is true. So string theory proposes that there are 11 dimensions, one time dimension, 10 space dimension, but we only see 3 of them in our day-to-day life. The other rest of them are compressed. Just like if you look at a garden hose from a distance, it will look like a string. But when you go closer and closer and closer, you will see that it has a dimension, it is a round tube. So at the very fabric of space, it is possible, at least mathematically, theoretically, that there are more than what we see, 3 dimensions of space and 1 dimension of time. It is but again, until we see any proof, we cannot. It is still metaphysics. It's not physics. So certainly, there are many things possible that we are not today. We're not accepting today as science. For example, in your dream, you dream of some reality that is something totally different for everybody. I cannot relate my dream to you, you cannot relate your dream to me. But to people, when they're dreaming, it's so real. It feels like that's the reality. But we wake up and say, wait a minute, that's not reality. So as a result, nobody really knows what is the absolute reality, if there is anything at all like that.
Sir, let me ask.
So as a default position, what we have done for the society and science to go on, we've accepted a definition of reality. That is something that I see, you see the same thing, and we can communicate to each other that we see something. That is our definition of reality for existence, for doing science, doing same thing. Those who don't agree with that, we put them in the loony house. So we know that there could be other possible realities. We know there could be more than one space.
I will ask you one more question. Sir, if you are talking about science, it doesn't mean the science of the Europe and America. Even the Royal Society had not much information regarding the consciousness. Our J.C. Bose had taught them plants having consciousness. Now in 1974, CIA financed to Dr. J. Sarfati and his organization, Physics and Consciousness Research Group, in order to find out the meaning of the consciousness. But Indians had wide information regarding this, so being yourself, you should not talk like that. There is no multi-dimensional universe. There may not be 10 dimensions or 11 dimensions. Einstein had some limitation, but his teacher, Dr. Bernhard Riemann, he had much information regarding the multi-dimensional universe, and Monsieur Kaku, like scientist, is also agree that even the Ramanujan had much information about this, and he could have proved mathematically about the mathematical 11 dimension universe, and this may be the primordialistic nature of the universe also. So I think you scientists, being yourself as Indian scientist, why not you are working like from the Indian mindset, why you are talking that they don't know and they don't have belief that there is no science, there is a limitation. They have limitation, in fact. They don't have much information about the modern and latest science which India having since very primordial time of the civilization. This is my answer to you, sir.
Well, if you have your answer, you don't have the question. The bottom line is that we can go on thinking, the way you please, or what pleases you. But in science, we have a method, a gold standard experiment. Without that, it's not science. You can, it's philosophy, metaphysics, and so what you can call science.
They are always saying that Indians having the metaphysical knowledge, but they are later coming towards the science.
Okay, thank you so much. There is no end for the science. We all know that. And thank you so much. And a big thanks to Professor Bhaumik ji for a wonderful lecture, and we have a wonderful question-answer session.
Sir, I have to make one comment.
Just one comment. See, at a tea we can have. Now we have. Yeah.
This is the answer to this friend.
Yeah.
That today, in the world of science, you have Professor Bhaumik here, who is bridging, who is among the top eminent between 5 and 10 scientists, who is bridging the gap between the science and philosophy.
philosophy.
And you are talking to a greatest philosopher in that subject. Thank you.
It's okay, sir.
That's
okay.
it.
And friends, his lecture, we have a copies here and we are going to release just now.
If anyone wants the copies, we have kept there, they can collect it.
Thank you. It has been a great experience. Have a nice evening.
Thank you so much. I request all of you to join at a tea we have arranged outside.
I wanted to know your views on